Welcome back to this series of conversations with telecom executives. I'm Terry Sweeney, contributing editor to LightReading. I'm joined now by Tuncay Cil, Chief Strategy Officer with ASSIA. Tuncay, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Terry.
We're both working from home during this ongoing pandemic, which speaks to the sweet spot that ASSIA addresses broadly with its network management products. Talk about the unique innovation that you bring to the work from home equation.
So with our new platform, Equipe, what we are focusing on is essentially the work from home experience. And what we've discovered during the first days of the pandemic was the usage patterns and the needs were significantly different for the teleworker compared to the regular residential user. And at the core, the issue is the business user needs stability and reliability a lot more than, for example, super low latency or some downstream bandwidth, right? And also the way and how this connectivity is provided and used was more important. For example, most of the time was spent on either teleconferencing apps or if you're an engineer, it's important when you do file uploads, etc. So we've analyzed all these different cases where the problems were, and we decided that we had to build our system ground up. We had to come up with new ways of measuring QoE. We had to come up with new ways of doing Wi-Fi optimization. And we've also ventured into the WAN optimization space because we had to. So in its core, we have built this new paradigm called workput. So it's like work and throughput. And it's basically the connectivity portion of the work productivity, which we measure and take actions when certain apps are used by the telework devices. So we build our innovation on top of this new concept.
That's great. Who are the users and buyers of Equipe, and where do ISPs fit into the equation?
This puzzle, let's call it, has multiple faces. So on one corner, we have, of course, the teleworker, right? And so it's, for example, you, me, working for a company. So we're trying to do our works at home. So our challenge is to be able to talk over Zoom or upload files, etc. So that's the first audience underneath. And the second corner of this puzzle is the employer, because traditionally this residential connectivity is a silo that the enterprise IT management did not touch. However, because now work is done at home, this also becomes the employer's problem. So, and the third corner, if you like, is the ISPs, because they are entrenched in delivering the last mile service and now also home Wi-Fi. And there's also a fourth corner, which is what I call the greater ecosystem, where these are IT, enterprise IT software tools, third-party support services, security especially. So these are different audiences, right? As especially for the employees and employers, the issue is all about work productivity, right? So we improve that. And for ISPs, the focus on the business side is purely revenue generation. So this is a platform where ISPs can deliver their connectivity services and adjacent cross-sell opportunities. And for the rest of the ecosystem, this is a way to reach the work from home population through the ISP channel.
Thanks for that. In our conversations about Equipe, you've emphasized ecosystem integration with team productivity apps. Why is that important?
What we've discovered, again, in our early days of analysis of what went wrong with the connectivity during pandemic adjustments, was the fact that the individual connectivity issues were actually affecting entire team productivity. So, for example, there were many Zoom calls that we have analyzed where there are 5 to 10 attendees, and even if it's just one person having the issue, connectivity issue, is essentially taking down everybody's productivity, right? Especially in mission critical situations, whether a critical support or a critical sales position, this is unacceptable, right? So for this reason, we wanted to bridge the gap between two different silos, right? This is the enterprise application silo and the residential networking silo. So we're trying to find a way to marry the two so that the overall productivity of the team and, of course, the employer gets better.
Terrific. Talk a bit, if you will, about the components of the solution. What do the employee, the employer, and the ISP all need to operate the solution itself?
Yes. Our philosophy, as much as the technology and regulations allow us, is to make this service totally invisible to the employee, right? So our belief is such that employees should just focus on their work, and connectivity and application these are just tools, and again, if possible, they should be invisible. There are some cases, of course, there will be some kind of interface to either activate the service or add new components. For example, depending on the arrangement with the employer, there may be a new box that would provide security and also the additional WAN connection. And in some other cases, this is combined with a business-grade Wi-Fi box as well. And in other cases, it's not, right? So it depends on the situation. It depends on what system will be shipped to the employee. So for the employer, it's mostly about the IT administrator, right? So again, our philosophy there is as much as possible, we automate what we do as opposed to rely on the IT administrator to figure things out. For that reason, the troubleshooting portion is mostly automated. And of course, we do also offer dashboards, and we do offer API integrations with the rest of the enterprise IT system that an employer might be using, right? For the ISPs, essentially there are several different components. So one is on the WAN side, whether it's a wireless or a wireline connection, we interface the necessary central office equipment. And also in cases where the ISP would like to provide the value-added 24/7 support services or the premium technician dispatch type of services for a fee, so we interface with their system as well. By doing that, we would be able to bring all these extra services and also the core service of ISP to many different channels of enterprise IT tools and services domain.
Well, anything that makes networking during the pandemic and work from home applications easier is a big step forward. So,
yes.
Thanks for joining us today, Tuncay. Appreciate your comments here.
Thanks for having me, Terry.
We've been talking with Tuncay Cil of ASSIA. This has been Terry Sweeney for LightReading. Thanks for joining us today.
To work from home as a productive team without connectivity issues, with peace of mind. Introducing Equipe. Higher worker productivity, better connected remote teams. Because one bad connection means a decrease in productivity for the entire organization. Equipe brings visibility and reliability to essential collaborative business applications. The industry's first enterprise and SMB IT tool for managing residential connections. The platform seamlessly pre-integrates with an ecosystem of ISPs, enterprise tools, and applications. The new normal starts with a strong connection. Learn how you can be a part of the Equipe ecosystem.